Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited today. We are off to Barcelona with the
Woo!
Barcelona movies. This is very exciting. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner. Jasmine's here.
Hey everybody, long time no see, but I'm always here.
Yes. How are you doing?
I am doing good. It is summertime. Well, summer officially starts this weekend, but we are here, you
Yeah.
guys. What better way to start with a Barcelona movie with Passport to Love series for
Yeah.
this month? I'm here for
Yeah.
it.
I was skeptical, but I didn't know when I did the preview, I didn't know that Julie Sherman Wolf was writing these two. I don't think her name was on it yet. And so I think I would have had more confidence because sometimes the multiple parters can not be my favorite. And also the travel movies sometimes are really boring to me.
They can make a break movie.
We'll never forget the Staring at Walls movie last year, where 90% of the movie was two people staring at a wall.
Why do y'all
So
do that? Why would y'all do this to those actors? They got paid to stare at a
yeah,
wall, y'all.
they
Can
did.
I get paid to stare at a wall, please?
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know, y'all.
But we had these two Barcelona movies, and we'll talk about it. It's To Barcelona with Love and To Barcelona Forever. And yeah, I went in somewhat skeptical and I loved these movies. I thought they were so good. Two of the better summer Hallmark movies, rom-coms that I've seen in a while.
For
What do you think
me, I was like I
overall?
said, when you reached out, like, hey, who want to do on the jump on the, on this interview record? I'm like, I'm here. I saw the commercials for it. I was like, let me see. I'm like, I need to get ready for summer. I have been lagging. Forgive me, y'all. Life has been lifing. But let me get ready for summertime with Hallmark. And I sat here and like, even going into the movie, the first maybe 30 seconds, I was like, I'm sold. The music sold
Yeah,
me right
so
there.
good. We're so good. And I have to admit, I sometimes have not been the biggest fan of Alison Sweeney's Hallmark movies. So that
Mm.
was another thing that made me a little nervous. I'm not that high on the Murder She Baked. They're fine. Hannah Swenson, but I really was not a fan of Love and Jane. I wasn't a fan of the Wedding Veil movies. I wasn't a fan of Magical Christmas Village. That's one of my least favorite ever. I didn't like Open by Christmas, although that was more for what's her name, Erica Durance's character than Allison's. But anyway, she's had a bunch in a row that I really didn't care for. I didn't like the Chronicle mysteries, so it's been a bit of a rough spat. So I that's another reason why I was a little bit skeptical. But these were both excellent, and I think that Ashley Williams and Allison Sweeney had really good chemistry together as
Yeah.
friends.
Ashley Williams is my girl.
Yeah,
She's my girl. Any movie that she's in, she's my girl. Okay,
yeah, she's so
Ashley, if you
charming.
hearing me, we need another like fall Halloween movie. Cause girl, I watch you every year for October. Like Kiss, like if that's part of the rotation for like my fall harvest. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, she has some that I really like. Of course, October Wish is a favorite. And I really yeah, that's what it's called, right?
I
October
know she was in that
Wish.
Paradise movie when they was when what was the name of it?
Ryan Pavey.
Yes, mm-hmm. Remember she was
Hmm.
in that as well. I love that one actually.
Yeah. But sometimes her enthusiasm can be a little much for me. I mean, I'm a little bit of a Scrooge, but something like Love on the Limb can be a little much for me. Like I feel you need to calm down. But she has a lot of I love Notes of Autumn. That was a favorite. So she is definitely really charming and a really fun actress. And these were both directed by Ron Alver, who is also really reliable when it comes to Hallmark movies. He directs them very well, I think.
Awesome. Definitely. I'm really
Yeah.
excited. Before I even watched these movies, I'm not gonna lie, I had to set the tone for the Barcelona movie. So what I did was I had a playlist playing the Cheetah Girls 2 to get ready for Barcelona. I did.
Yeah. So
I sure did.
it
Yeah,
did
I
it
was
work?
sweating. It worked. It's at
Okay,
the
that's
tone.
good.
It's at the
That's
tone.
good. Well, I've actually been to Spain. I haven't been to Barcelona. I was in the southern, the beach basically of Spain, and that was really fun. That was in 2016. My sister was living there at the time, and so I went and visited her there, and it is interesting. I mean, I love being by the ocean and seeing another country. I wasn't that in love with the food, I have to be honest.
Mm.
I don't know if I just got unlucky, but like the paella, I did not love it. It was kind of flavorless, bland. I like wanted to get like a bottle of hot sauce and be like, give some flavor. And I'm not even that into hot sauce. It just everything felt kind of dry. And I joking with my brother-in-law that everything needed more sauces. Like everything, the sandwiches were dry. The paella was dry, and I so we got kind of this joke of like of where are all the sauces? And when I went when I was home, when I got home, I went to Red Robin and they had like the table full of like there were like 13 different kinds of sauces. And I took a picture and sent it to my brother-in-law and I was like, God bless America.
Well, why did I have the
Know how
opposite
to
of
properly sauce our food.
Why did I have the opposite of? Okay, so I wasn't in Spain technically. I was on
Uh-huh.
the other part of the European continent. I was chilling
Uh-huh.
in the boot area in
Okay. I've been
Italy.
to Italy as well, but that was a long time ago.
That was for
Um,
me around this
yeah.
time, 10 years ago. I was living my best life as a 20-year-old, studying abroad, studying like literally my history teacher for Dante, he was fine. I wish I would take a picture of him like everyone else did. I forgot.
You could have
Uh,
had your own Hallmark movie right there.
I had my whole Hallmark movie, you guys. Like I was like people thought I was royalty. People thought I was Obama's sister. My friends were joking about that. Like you're Obama, y'all. I have a whole story. Like I wrote a whole like journal entry on this stuff. Except for the last 4 days, I
Yeah.
was slipping, but I have journal entries, you guys. It was like I was swimming in Amalfi Coast. I was eating all gelato every day. The food was like this.
Well,
It was when I came back, it had Olive Garden. I was like,
the
this is
food in Italy was much better than the food in Spain.
You got maybe
So,
to go to the hole in the wall situation. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm manifesting Barcelona next year or off season. I'm
okay.
manifesting that so I can live my best life and
Yeah.
my cheetah girl moments. But
Yeah, if we have any Spanish listeners, we are
please,
more than happy. I'm more than happy to go back and try again, and you can help me
like,
because I was underwhelmed
we gotta go
by
to the
the
best
food in
spots.
your
We gotta go
country.
to the best spots.
I guess
Okay.
so. I guess so. Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcasts, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind the scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies. But yeah, so let's talk about this first one, To Barcelona with Love. And this is Erica, an American translator, secretly rewrites a Barcelona set novel. Complications arise when bookseller Nico invites Anna, the credited author, for a signing in the city. So, yeah, what did you think of this first one overall of it?
For me, this movie is definitely a 5 out of 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I did not read the synopsis whatsoever. So I went in
Okay.
super blind, you guys.
Uh-huh.
Both movies blind as heck. And I'm over here like piecing things together, like, wait a minute. because Anna was talking in the beginning of the movie talking about I like my first editor. So I thought that Erica was her original editor and they finally met up together again. And I was like, maybe that's gonna be the drama, the tea, but it wasn't. So I was like, okay, I love this direction anyways. Even my other direction was more of a drama take, but I'm here for it. But I loved every aspect from the beginning to the end. That's just me. Like I enjoyed it. Even from like the music compilation, the first
Mhm.
10 seconds, I'm like, y'all
Yeah.
really what y'all doing.
Like
Um,
really, this did feel, I think both of these feel almost feature worthy, I think. Like I
yeah.
thought they were both really well made. They were both really charming and enjoyable. And since they just aren't making rom-coms anymore for feature films, like I feel like why not? Why not do
Please,
this?
either Hallmark, Netflix, someone say the rom-com, era, because it used to be drenched heavenly, like
No,
throughout the decades, but
now,
now it's just like we're just fighting to get back that rom-com necessity because everything's more of like
yeah,
drama based now, reality TV based now. I'm like, we need
yep,
rom-coms back, you
yep,
guys. And this is for
yep.
the first time in a very long time. I feel like I had a
And
nice rom-com.
yeah, it's been a long time since there's been really anyone but you is the only one that we've had in the last few years. And that one did super well. So I was hopeful, even though I thought it was kind of mediocre. Um, I was hopeful that it doing so well would inspire, but no, not really. Almost every single one has either been like not really a rom-com, like the Fall
Mhm.
Guy, or it's gone straight to streaming. They all have.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
what I'm doing right
depressing.
now. A lot of movies, a lot of the rom-coms are going to streamings,
They
and
all are. They all are. It's
I
so frustrating. But this one I thought both of them I thought were really well done. Very entertaining, very well filmed, very got all that escapism that you want. I just really enjoyed him. And this one, it's interesting. This first one is very similar to a Amazon rom-com that came out a couple of years ago called Book of Love. The
think I've heard
difference
of it.
between the difference between the movies is that so in that movie, what happens is you have like basically like an academic who writes this book and then the translator turns it into like an erotica, right? And so it's kind of trying to deal a little bit more with like that and his like dismissiveness of that and then his sort of realizing that it might have value and it's not like a great movie but like it's fine. And but I don't know, I just feel like it's different because in this case she like I think she basically wrote in a completely different book,
Oh yeah, no,
right?
because she lives there, because Erica lives there.
Yeah.
She got connected more when Annie said like, oh, like I never been there. I walked straight through Google. I was like,
Whereas Book of Love, she just makes it more sexy,
yeah, like she's just
you
elevating
know.
what you have, like kind of like this is your skeleton, this is what you gave me, but I'm gonna add more seasoning to
Yes.
the look.
Whereas this one, it seems like it was like a very different book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they're not exactly the same. And they have different themes and stuff. So you could watch both of them and have a great time. But um, but anyway, so the book here is called My Barcelona. And I liked that beginning when they're like, "Did you look at Goodreads?" They told me to never look at Goodreads.
Oh my goodness, I be trying to go Goodreads to see what's popping, what's not popping.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm a
yes or no.
big
I don't trust
Goodreads fan.
sometimes.
Yeah. Although it was stressful last year because all of a sudden my account got hacked on Goodreads. And it's the worst when that happens. It happened to me with my Meta accounts, and that was a nightmare.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was struggle.
There's nothing you can do. You just have to like hope that you can maybe find help. And I was very lucky that I finally found somebody who could help me, but with the Goodreads. But anyway, yeah, Goodreads is a lot of fun. I love anything that allows me to make lists. I'm a big list fan. And so Letterboxd and Goodreads, I'm a big fan.
I need to get back into like Letterbox. I'm just
Yes, you
this year I'm
should.
gonna get back into it. I have the account. I need to do better. I'm gonna do
No,
better when it comes to Christmas.
all of you listening need to sign up for Letterboxd because the Hallmark movies get dogpiled on there, and we need more of the fans like giving them positive reviews and good stars and everything because they you'd think they were all garbage, which they're not.
We trust
And
y'all.
so sign up for Letterboxd, and it's really fun. But anyway, yeah. So her book isn't doing that well. They're not going to renew her contract. And I said it felt like someone who's never been to Barcelona. And she's like, I Googled it.
I was like, girl, like it's one thing. Okay, I'm saying you can take inspiration from a city. Like for me, when I write, like, okay, I can't place myself in those cities because I haven't physically been there. It was like some of my friends who actually lived there, but I gotta be submerged in the culture for me to know, like, hey, I actually been here. I actually X, Y, Z,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't fake it till you make it, y'all.
Yeah. I think you really should visit where you're writing about if at all possible.
Oh yeah, they always
You
talk
know.
about that. Writers, like,
Mhm.
in order to be a writer, you have to read about different things. But if you're gonna write about an area or a scene, you need to be submerged in that scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I literally saw Bree in the coffee shop, like I'm writing a coffee shop scene in the coffee shop. That's exactly that's a perfect example.
It's true. Yeah. So, but her book is a big hit in Barcelona.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why she's like, you need to go over there because it is a big hit there. And so they ask her translator, uh, Erica, to go and help her. This is Anna, is her name. Ashley's character's name is Anna, and Allison's character's name is Erica. And Erica did, yeah, the translation to Spanish, but she changed the book a lot. And so, yeah, you do have sort of what I think what works so well in this movie is you have like a pretty good like Cyrano kind of plot line with uh the with Erica giving the words to Anna, and then you have Nico who they're trying to kind of impress, and the the sort of plot line of who's kind of talking to and who's falling in love with who. I think it works pretty well.
It really does. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, like I said, I did not read the plot, none of that. So I thought that the Barcelona with Love movie was like basically off of a book, actually. So I was like, cause I saw them like plant like the book inside. You know how you have like I know the proper name for it, you know, like you plant the book inside, you know, kind of like give like that, you know, reference of
Mm-hmm.
the book, you know, kind of showing off like the advertisement in the book. So I thought the book was really turned to a movie. I thought that was getting nod to it. I was like, do I really want to read it now? Like I'm invested.
Yeah.
They could
Well,
also Hallmark. That was a good plot to add that in
yeah.
there. I loved it.
Well, it was also fun because there was a little bit of I was a little bit unsure of who actually was going to end up with Nico. Like,
Yeah.
is Anna going to end up with Nico or is Erica? And then as it kind of went along, you realize, oh, Erica's the one that's actually in love with Nico, like the Cyrano kind of
5
plot.
years ago. 5.
And so, but she's like afraid of ruining the friendship, which is always like a fun plot line. It's always that friends to lovers plot line. I mean, I do think you could make an argument that Erica probably should have been played by somebody who was Spanish. That would have made more sense. She's a
Hmm.
translator. She's over there. Um, that would have made more sense, but it's fine. Whatever.
Sometimes people happen, they move there, they live there. Like it
Yeah.
happens. Like I think my cousin right now, did she live in Spain? I think my other cousin told me, like, yeah, my
It
sister.
just would have been a chance to us to meet somebody new that we don't
Ooh,
know.
that is
And,
true.
but I did like that there was some degree of ambiguity in this story of like who's actually going to fall in love with Nico and who is he actually in love with and what's going to happen. It was fun.
Yeah, because definitely he got jealous about homeboy at the
Mhm.
what's his name? Marco at the flower shop.
Yeah, yeah. He started getting real jealous of Marco.
Yes.
Which Marco's like this total innocent bystander in all of
Innocent
this.
bystander, by the
He's
way,
just,
who sells flowers, you
yeah,
guys.
he's just living his life, like they
Okay.
making flowers.
Right? Trying to get himself a boo too. Like, mind his own business.
I thought that Marco was going to end up being the one for Anna in the second
I
movie.
thought so too. And
Thought,
it was a
oh,
total
that's where they're
plot
going to
twist.
go. And so you get a lot of sightseeing around
Oh,
Barcelona,
yeah.
which was very fun. And
Thank
there's this
you.
thing with this St. George's Day.
Which I just learned about through the movie.
Yeah, that it's April 23rd is St. George's Day. Traditionally, boys give girls a red rose and girls give boys a book. Today, the exchange of books and roses, regardless of gender, is also customary. Among roses, many piles of books are for sale in Catalan streets. 1.5 million books were sold in 2015, despite being a working day. It's regarded as one of the Catalan national holidays. So that's kind of fun.
I'm here for this.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a big fan of flowers and reading. I like both those things. So
even
I
though
may
this
want to
is,
adopt this holiday. It
you
sounds
know
fun.
what? Even though this was, this is takes place in April, like I'd be down if Hallmark does another one surrounding this holiday, but put it in February in a sense, kind of like Loveberry first, like
Mhm.
February for love, but just talk
Yeah.
about more of like the custom of it and like roses and books. Like those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Again,
It's a
you
fun,
need to be
it's
inspired
always fun when
Hallmark
they
movie about
it's
this.
it's fun when they just like at Christmas when they find new Christmas traditions that I've never heard of. Like that's becoming harder and harder, obviously, to do, but it's so fun when they do it. And then when they and it's the same thing when they find new holidays that I've never heard of. I think that's great. And they actually worked it into the plot here
Yes.
because Erica gives Mateo a book and a rose, and Nico's like, you never gave me a book and a rose,
Ooh.
and then you never
Beautiful.
gave me one either. And then the line, she only wanted a book and a rose from a lover, not a friend.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, these
that was
lines were
good.
these lines were like top tier.
So, but you have Nico and Erica flirting, but then there was also a little part where it said Nico and Anna are flirting, like, and then
Yes.
so that's why I'm saying there was sort of a little bit of ambiguity of like who's actually going to end up with that was fun for this kind of a movie. Like you don't sometimes it's just so obvious, which is fine, but this one they were both kind of potential options, which I liked.
Mm. Nico out here keeping his options open.
Yeah. And then so Erica's getting more and more jealous when she's seeing Anna and Nico. She
Ooh.
thinks, yeah, this is I forget which one called him Spanish Caesar. Like
I
Spanish
forgot which one
Caesar.
said it though, but I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. I think did Anna say that? No, Anna said
I
that.
think it might have been Anna. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that I
she
forget.
never remember. She never been to Spain before. She never been to Barcelona, so everything is new.
Yeah.
Like, where she even like said like, "This is my first time here in Barcelona." I'm like, sis, you just outed yourself.
Yeah. So then Erica says, oh, I'm just so nervous putting myself out there. I don't want to ruin the friendship with Nico. And then I forget who it says it. It's focusing on one rose petal, you miss the whole flower. That was a good line.
That was good.
Yeah.
The Nico or was it Marco? I think it's Marco. Well,
I,
they had to be
that
Marco
might
because
have, yeah. Was it Marco or Mateo? Did I write that down wrong?
with Mateo. No, I think it's Mateo. There's a lot of M names, y'all.
Um,
Don't judge us.
I'm not sure. I think it was Mateo.
Let me
Yeah,
pull it up.
Mateo. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Mateo.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that Julie really did a good job with the script.
Oh yeah, she
Like
did.
really nailed it. I mean, you couldn't like that was my little review of this movie. I said, I don't know what else you could ask for in a movie like
No.
this.
Yeah, like
Like
it's beautiful.
it's I honestly don't know what else you could ask for in a movie like this. Completely charming. And I've been to Spain and this made me feel nostalgic for my own trip. This is a winner. So
No, and on top of that, Anna is helping you out by you have to go through the hole in the walls and talk to people about where the best places are. And
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I really,
yeah.
I mean, I was there with my sister and I had like very small budget, so I couldn't afford to go to like fancy places. But yeah, it's the only thing that I really liked as far as food in Spain was the churros. The churros were good,
Ooh.
but the other weird part about at least where we were in Spain is that no, but there weren't like any street vendors. You had to go into a restaurant. There were no like everywhere else I've ever been, there's always been you can like what street food is usually one of my favorite
Yeah.
parts of visiting a place. But in Valencia, where we were at in Spain, I know there just was nothing. You had to go into a restaurant. Just kind of
Oh.
weird. But yeah, the churros were really good. They're not the same as like Disneyland churros.
There's
They're
a difference, you guys. There is a
they're
difference.
more like beignets. They're more like donuts as
Okay.
opposed to I don't know, just
Just
different, more
just remember.
fluffy.
Just
They're more
remember.
fluffy than than like Disneyland churros.
Yeah, so remember, you guys, Disneyland beignets are different than beignets in New Orleans. Totally different. How
Oh,
I
really?
know, I've seen the reviews. How I know they should have used the original boxes that they could have got from New Orleans and
But
added.
I love those beignets. And I mean, I love churros at Disneyland too. But I never understand why there's such a long line for the churros at Disneyland. Like I mean, they're tasty, but like you can get those anywhere. Those kind of churros, like you can get those at any like movie theater anywhere if they have those churros. So I don't understand why, but like the beignets are more unique, to you don't find them everywhere.
Yeah, they're
And so
very
I never
crispy.
understand like the line for churros is always so long at Disneyland. I'm not waiting that line for an
They just want a
overpriced
picture with
piece
the
of
Mickey Mouse version that looked like a churro. That's all they wanted was the picture for it.
yeah, I guess. But the beignets are delicious and I love the mint julep. That's really good. Corn dog. The food at Disneyland is so good. It's overpriced, of course, but
Okay.
it is delicious.
I think I'm overdue for a trip. It's
I
been
know, I know. It's been like two
the last time
years.
I went was I was 16. I was yeah, a couple ago actually on my birthday, but I was doing link crew at high school. So I was like,
Mm.
you link crew leader or you're gonna be off my birthday. I'm like, I go on my birthday. That's the
I
last time I've
haven't
been
been
to
since
Disneyland.
2022. I don't think. I miss it. I love it. I do
I
love
want to
it.
go into the 90s situation, like the 90s, like
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I
See
want to do it.
Powerline.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Someone understands my life. Thank you.
oh my gosh. Yes. Have you watched
You.
the documentary yet?
Yeah, I'm watching it today actually. 'Cause I'm like sitting, I've been so busy.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down and watch it because I've seen
You
the
can
clips and
watch, not just a
everything.
goof. It's so good.
Everyone's talking about. I'm like sitting here like I think this whole like thing about I know we're off on tangent real quick, you guys, but you guys don't understand. I've been down for a Goofy movie since it came out in '95.
Yeah.
It has been the underrated movie that no one talked
Yeah.
about. Only the true fans knew about it until the last year and a half. Maybe
Yeah.
about the 20th anniversary though, but when they start kicking it more, everybody's like, "Oh, Goofy movie!" I'm like, "This has
Yeah.
been an awesome movie."
I've loved it for years and years, but yeah, it's definitely like a cult classic. Is
Yeah,
if something from Disney can be a cult classic, a Goofy movie is
yeah,
qualifies. It's so charming. It's such a good movie.
like
I
literally.
love it. You'll love that. You got to see it. You got to see the
Especially
documentary.
for like the dads out there with their sons, like this is a great movie. Even like for mom, like for moms and daughters, but
Yeah.
the message still gets across. And to this day, we are still waiting for the full album. Tevin, if you're watching, like, hear your girl. Like, your voice is still up there. It's
Yeah.
still, mwah. Like Disney, give us the tour we've been waiting for. Just give us a tour. We'll buy that.
So
We'll be there.
one sort of plot element of this movie is that like Anna is like not that so one plot of this movie is Anna is not that psyched about writing. She just
Nope.
doesn't love it. Like I guess her first book was a pretty big success. She enjoyed it, but she's just kind of not feeling it. And that's why she kind of phoned this one in and people could tell. But Erica dreams of becoming a writer. But Anna's real dream is becoming like a travel vlogger. She does these vlogs, and she does these things, and so then Erica sees that she really does enjoy doing this more. And I think in reality, most people have to do both. Unfortunately, I mean, unless you are really lucky, nowadays writing is not self-sustainable for most people. Like most of the writers that I have come on this podcast are part-timing it. I would say 80%. And they have, most of them have multiple books that they've done, and it's still not, a full-time job, unfortunately. And so I think that'd be the same for most travel vloggers. I mean, again, unless you get really lucky and the algorithm just loves you for some reason, you still usually can't do a full-time for a long time. So that's a bit of fantasy when it comes to that both of them aren't really doing what they want to do. They're not happy with their chosen careers, which is a very nice little plot for romantic comedy.
Of course. And I
think you get to see them grow. Plus their relationship becomes impactful because they kind of help each other with that. So
yeah, and I think what I love the direction that the writer had given Anna was the fact that she got to do what she loved, which is the whole movie is like, I love food, I love talking about food. And even Erica was like, the way you talk about food in your writing is beautiful. And hopefully the writer hears this. Like, I love, even with the second movie as well, I wish that she would have, because you talk about, oh, how I'm gonna do this better for my career and stuff like that. Second movie, we're gonna get there and talk about it, but I wish, she would take what she wrote on her blogs, and she could have still been that writer, but on a blog scale of writing books on it, like different, like she wrote like about the food in each chapters of where she been to. Like, I visit this place, like in a book.
Yeah, like a nonfiction, but also like it would be so easy to involve fiction into her stories. I just think in reality she probably would end up having to do both. I
would have seen her do both. That would have been beautiful. She did the blogging, but at the same time she would have did the actual like the culinary scene, because they're talking about that at the table, like like what career the person supposed to go to. But she's like, what about culinary? Like Erica's giving her an idea of culinary. Like that character should be the traveler, like the blog traveler as a fiction book, and that would have sold. She was talking about the food and everything, and like I could see that I saw that, girl. Even though this is a fiction movie, I saw that for you.
Yeah, and they can see it in each other, which is nice. That, and so there's just more to it than just falling in love. And she says that she thinks she's in love, but she's actually in love with the city itself. Yeah. So that's what Anna's actually like getting excited about more than it is with Nico. So then they have this kind of writing session together, and Anna wants to put Erica's name on the new, because they have this deadline, so they're writing this book together. And she says, I want to put your name on the book because you did it, and with me. And so basically right around this time, Anna figures out that Erica's in love with Nico. She hadn't seen it before. And she admits that she didn't write it and that Erica did. And then she runs away.
Dramatic, guys. Dramatic.
Yeah. Maybe the fate thing was about you and me becoming friends. So that's why I think this is a really nice movie, because it's more than just the romance, which is fun.
You fall in love, you mean?
But it's them becoming friends, which is nice. And they had nice chemistry. It was believable that the two of them were friends.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mind you, at the beginning I thought that they were going to be arch nemesis, because I thought that she was the original, like I get clicked with my editor and that they're going to come back together again. I was like, that was what I thought in my mind, but that was the opposite. I was like, okay, never mind. But I loved it. And they're both what they love now.
Yeah. So then like people are asking Erica to sign the book once the secret's out. And then Nico says, Anna is a wonderful woman, but the woman I'm in love with is you. Oh, swoon.
Yes. Yes, y'all.
Cute. Yeah, I'm like I said, I don't know what else you could really ask for. Like in the world, I actually think I like the second one a little bit better. So that's the only reason I would give this one a like 4.75 crowns. But I think together they're five, both of them. I just for what we asked for in these Hallmark movies, I just thought these were both so entertaining.
Number
Great.
one would be my favorite versus number two. Like it's up there with number two is up at a 4.7 for me. So
Okay.
but we're all the whole thought separately. This is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. The thing so to Barcelona Forever was the second one, and this one, what I love about it is that it really captures that like screwball comedy uh tone and feel of like movies from the 1950s. Like I
Yeah.
could picture like a Barbara Stanwyck being in this movie. Like it reminded me of something like Christmas in Connecticut or a, with real things are kind of over the top and silly. And sometimes I think that Hallmark can be a little afraid to sort of lean in to the silly and just and have fun, and those are usually the most boring movies when they're taking those are staring at walls movies. This was not afraid to be silly,
Oh
and have all
no,
these
we're not being.
lies and mistaken identities and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And there was a director in the 50s and 60s named Preston Sturges, and he did movies like The Lady Eve is one of his most famous with Barbara Stanwyck, and I love The Lady Eve. Sullivan's Travels, he did the Palm Beach Experiment, um, Remember the Night, Christmas in July, Unfaithfully Yours. So he did all these very over the Palm Beach story, sorry, the Palm Beach story. So he did these over the top madcap, really broad rom-coms, and they were very fun, and I enjoyed them a lot. I enjoyed watching them a lot. And there's just not that many of these Hallmark movies that really kind of, I think, lean into that energy. And I think Julie did a very good job with that here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With this one. So to Barcelona Forever, it's as Anna travels back to Barcelona, reuniting with Erica to celebrate her engagement to Nico. She meets a charming farmer and accidentally finds herself engaged to save his family's legacy. So this is also directed by Ron Oliver and written by Julie Sherman Wolfe. And so then we have Erica getting the flowers from Mateo. And I thought, okay, Mateo's going to be the love interest, but they didn't go that way. That was interesting.
No, yeah, because he's with whatchamacallit, Nico's friend from the bookstore.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, man, why you keep doing this to us? I'm thinking that like he gonna get his shot too. And I'm like, Hallmark, y'all hear me? Let my boy have a shot with Barcelona, for the third movie somehow.
Yeah, I watched that all day.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
So she's so Erica is really nervous about this book.
Mm-hmm.
She's really not confident, which I can imagine because even I've just done a little bit of writing and I've had like a few friends read it. I'm still working on it, but it is kind of nerve-wracking. It's like you want them to be real with you. You don't want them to patronize you, but you also like you hope that they like it. And so, it's just I can imagine, especially once you're getting in that sort of editing phase, that it could be quite that would bring out insecurities.
No, most
that you
definitely.
have, and
I
she
understand
does.
that
Yeah.
completely. As a writer myself, like I'm afraid to let people read my work or they're gonna scrutinize it or know my character, like will they understand where I'm coming from? I don't want them to butcher my characters or cut the things that makes them that's them. So it's kind of like
Hmm.
each book or ever writing you're doing, that is your
Yeah.
you're protective of your baby. Your baby talks in your head constantly, like with scenes, like like you're protective at all costs. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like your fur babies, you're protective at all
But
costs.
you can't be, because it's you, if you want it to sell,
Yeah.
you can't be prideful about it. You have to
Mm.
just, okay, what can I do
Let
to
it
make
go.
it? But that would still be hard. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
people, I've seen it even with me reading books, like, I criticize people's stuff too, but at the same time, I'm still reading them like they could do better or could do X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of
yeah,
like I understand now as the reader, as the writer, like constructive criticism, it happens, it needs to happen. So not only
yeah,
from their point of view, but understanding, okay, how can I be better? How can
yeah.
I do better?
Well, it turns out the flowers that she's gotten to deliver from Mateo are actually from Nico. So, yeah,
I deliver my
and
own flowers to myself.
yeah, to myself, yeah. And then he proposes, which was really cute,
Hmm.
really cute. And so then Anna is frustrated because she's not able to reach the people that she wants with her vlogging, which I understand that. I get it. We were just talking off air about it can be hard, the algorithm is a fickle friend,
It sure
and
is.
sometimes it makes no sense what things pop and what things don't, and what, how to connect with people.
Hmm.
It's hard.
Like that with my blog. I sit here like I want to reactivate it. Same time, I'm like, how do I want to reach these people? Just being myself.
Yeah. I mean, people think, oh, that must be the easiest job in the world, being a vlogger, being a YouTuber, or whatever. I've had people say that to me. Oh, you're just talking about movies and I could do that. I'm like, no, I'm not just talking about movies. I have to plan what we're covering. I have to take detailed notes. I have to prepare for guests. I have to market and edit, and like, sure, it's easy if you have like a team behind you and you're super rich, but most of us don't. So I get what Anna is feeling here and what she's struggling with. And so then the theme of the movie becomes this magical saffron.
What? The first time
Saffron.
I heard about saffron, y'all, I was like, what?
So I knew about saffron, but yeah, I mean, the mystique that saffron has in the movie it was fun, that it was
Magical.
like this special, and it was like extra red special saffron. And I looked it up, and so saffron threads, you can get them like on the cheaper side. Like they have them online that you can get for like $15, $20. But then there's ones that are very, very expensive. Like they have one here that's $1,400.
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, 1,400. This is $1,400 a pound.
Yeah.
So let's see how much this 15. But like the $15 one, that's only 0.1 ounces.
See y'all.
So it's barely any to get. Yeah, so it's an expensive product.
So I'm gonna treat saffron like truffles. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's a good
Saffron and
comparison.
truffle are cousins. That's all I'm gonna say.
And it
Have
makes
I?
sense when you think about it, because it's from the flowers,
Mm-hmm.
and you think how delicate those must be to harvest and to.
And I get the price because they had to do this delicately. They showed us in the.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. But the thing that I thought was sort of fun was that this like magic secret village that nobody knows about.
yes, but somehow we find it on.
That
That was
it's
the
the
magic of
secrets
it.
of the saffron. Don't spoil our magic village.
Dude, that could be a bomb book for Erica to write though, but
Yeah, it really
we'll
could.
talk about it
But you
later.
can't
But
spoil the secret. And I mean, I wonder if there are still secret villages in Europe. Like
they probably are.
I can imagine in Asia and Africa, where that's so much bigger and less explored. It's like but I guess like everybody wants to keep it secret because the saffron is that amazing.
You gotta protect it at all costs.
This is like the Brigadoon of saffron.
Oh goodness. See, like now I'm invested where I need the writer now. I need you, sis, to write the movie, like write this saffron
Yeah.
situation, and I'll sit there and watch it for Hallmark.
She
Just
gets told she cannot spoil the secret of the saffron. And they have like their meet cute was
yes.
fun because she's just like, I don't see what's so special about this saffron. What's going on? And Javier is like, no, this is special saffron. It's from the secret village, my family, everything. So they had like a cute meet cute with Anna and Javier.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. It was beautiful. Like
and also they have to eat at that table together and they're like, oh fine.
Oh my goodness. Like I'm here alone.
I prefer the phrase eating with gusto. And they say sometimes you have to believe in luck.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to I was surprised how quickly things escalated between the two of them.
It was really quick,
they're like at kind of this meet cute. They're a little bit enemies to lovers.
They kiss? That was the first kiss in a very long time, very quickly, you guys.
Not only that, so this night just progresses very quickly, which I'm all fine with. It was really fun. So they start off kind of antagonistic. And then they end up eating this meal together. And then they somehow transition to ice cream and they end up holding hands, which I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then that kiss, I was like, whoa.
We're like less than 20 minutes in and we're getting a kiss. Like, Hallmark, this is like a new record right now. Like, thank you. Like, it's a whole new record.
It says that let's be grateful for this perfect, wonderful, unexpected day. I like things a little spicy.
Right. It was like a dream. It was like a dream date that would never
I do too.
Didn't want to end, but it ended anyways.
Yeah. It's kind of, it does have a little bit of serendipity kind of a feel to it of like in that movie. I do like that movie, but it's also kind of annoying. I'm like, oh, just give each other your names. Like, don't be so stupid, but
don't leave no
magic of it all.
Don't leave
he can't tell her because he doesn't want to spoil the magic of the secret saffron. And she, I don't know, she just doesn't believe, I guess. And so then, this big kiss, and then her car loses charge. She's got an electric car or whatever, loses charge. She stumbles into the village. Like I said, it's like the Brigadoon of Saffron. And they're all like, well, how did you find out about this place? And I'm like, it's not that far off the road.
You know what also was giving me? It was giving me Road to El Dorado situation.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay. This lost city, this village that no one can find, and somehow you stumble upon it after you lose charge. Like, but I charged.
Yeah, they even tell you need to leave before dawn. But his family immediately just loves her, of course. Who wouldn't love Ashley? She's great. And he says in order to them to not be upset with her being there, because otherwise the secret's out or whatever, he says that she's his fiance. And they're all like, what?
Oh, this is crazy. Mind you.
And then the matchmaker had tried to set him up with somebody, and he says, oh, this is the one that the matchmaker picked. And so then Erica shows up there. It's like getting crazy. That's why I said that, like madcap screwball comedy energy I thought was really fun. And who's lying who? What's going on? What are we doing?
She's a spy. Mind you, because remember, Anna shared her location with Erica. Like, how did you find me? You shared your location. Thank goodness I am an android. God, I'm not gonna find my location. Look.
So Erica
listen to this though.
Erica's still stressed about writing. She's not communicating well with Nico. It's a problem. And she tells Anna, she's like, that you're leaving, he's staying. This is a problem. And so Anna tries to fight the Javier temptation. Like he keeps trying to kiss her, and she's like, no, we can't. That was fun. And then they finally that she's like, I can't walk away. And then they
Well,
have
I can't walk away.
another big kiss, which was so fun.
Whew. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
great.
We got 2 passes so far. Let's go.
And I think they had pretty good chemistry. Of the 2 pairings, I think that Javier and Anna had better chemistry than Nico and Erica, but they were
Can we
both
get
fun.
more movies, please? Like, I'm here for this.
Yeah. Well, and this was a fun way to do a sequel, because it was a way to do a sequel for Erica's character without it being a normal Hallmark sequel, because you had this other romance that you were doing.
Or video chatting them in, like, you know, like in like the wedding bells, like on the computer. That's cool.
The wedding bells were boring because they didn't really they just didn't have as quality of a writer when it comes down to it as Julie,
No shade.
I'm sorry. It's true. It just is. And so then we have the family finding out about the fake engagement. And that, again, more madcap energy, more screwball energy, really fun. Everything's falling apart.
Okay, can we get back? Yeah, can we get back to the scene where Erica found out about Anna being engaged, please? Because that was a very important
It was fun.
because she said
She's
you
like, what?
cannot marry someone you can't get married someone you just met. And I sat here like, Anna, Erica, Anna, Elsa. This Arthur is a Frozen fan. I was here like,
well, I know that Julie is a Disney fan. I know she loves Disneyland. I've seen her go there. So yeah, I wondered about that.
yes, I connected it right then, and I was like, ooh, and they're in a small village too. It makes sense.
Yeah.
She bases off of like her own version of Arendelle.
I mean, I guess that Elsa has her own insecurities. That's why she finally has to get to the let it go moment. She's more. So then Erica
let it go by her right.
And then Nico's like, what is happening? Why are you doing this? Like, do you want to be married to me? Like, do you love me? And so there was a great moment between them. She's just like, yes, I'm just so insecure about my book. And
dude, that whole drama thing, the way it fell out, that everybody's secrets came out, I had my mouth to the floor. I was like, is this really happening in a dramatic moment? And it was beautifully done.
Yeah, it was. It was very well done.
Okay, the mama had to grab her heart. She was like, what? And I was like, yes.
I did wonder are they going to have Erica and Nico get married there at that church right then? But they had it wait. It was the
yeah, we're gonna talk about that at the end.
Which was cute, because then she was able to get a wedding dress and have a real wedding. So it was cute. And she's married in the secret village and with Nico. And then
say they got married in Secret Village. And I wanted to pay for it. That's my only concern was, who paid for this wedding? Because you're supposed to be planning.
They got these magic saffron. There's no end to the.
But remember, they were planning when their
it costs $1,400 a pound.
I'm just
saffron.
I hope they do that.
And that's just ordinary saffron. It's not even the special fancy dancy saffron. That's just what I found online.
But that was beautiful how they showed that in the movie, though, how they did the saffron. That was like really a great culture.
Yeah. Well, and it was really cute because then he gives her the special saffron at the end. And then he's like, will you marry me? And whatever. It's
a promise ring.
The
promise ring, you guys. If he was really a G like that, he would have gave her like a fake ring and then opened up the ring part and had saffron in there.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
That's me.
But yeah, this one worked really well. I would give it the full 5 crowns.
I'm giving the 4.7 because I want to know who really paid for that wedding. Because how you gonna sit here talking?
Saffron paid for it.
Plan is like fake wedding for.
But I guess she would have had her book.
Huh?
She would have had her book be like this amazing bestseller. by the time the wedding came out, she would have had the book. So that too would help.
That is true though, but ooh, Married in a Secret Village of Saffron. I can see that. See that.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you think of these two movies. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And Jazzman, thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. And where can people follow you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and also Twitter at Shreem16, SHREEM16, where, I have fun and catch up on life itself.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure that you're following the podcast, the Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That helps us so much. And it's a free thing that you can do to really, really help the podcast, is to leave those reviews 5 stars on iTunes. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button. We are getting closer and closer to 10K subscribers every day. And really, most of our viewers on YouTube are not subscribers. So if you fit in that camp, please subscribe. It really helps the algorithm a lot, and it would really help the podcast a lot. And we also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. You get to be part of Q&As, watch-alongs. Next month, we're having voice actor Natalie Gilbert is going to be joining us, and it's going to be super fun to hear about her and her experience. And as we give you those kind of experiences, plus, like, we've had Julie Sherman-Wolf on as our guest for a Patreon watch along, and other great writers and actors. So it's a benefit that you can be part of for very little. Any tier level can be part of the watch alongs and the other Patreon events. Plus, we have our Facebook group and we have our bonus episodes. I really try hard to make the Patreon worth your investment. So please take a look at the Patreon. And then we have our merch store where we have tons of fun Hallmark inspired designs. So take a look at that. Perfect for summer, to get your t-shirts and other fun designs. You can be ready for Christmas in July, coming up soon. So check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.